Thank you for joining us at the Maven Hotel and being a part of the Mavens of Wine package. We're really happy to share these 3 amazing wines with you. We are Blanchard Family Wines, and we are located in the Dairy Block alleyway just below your room outside. We are both a California and Colorado winery, originally located in Sonoma, California, in the town of Healdsburg, and we are truly a family-owned winery. Founded by me and my brother. Unfortunately, my brother couldn't be with us today because he's out in California making our wine, so I've got Shanna Blanchard, my wonderful wife, tasting with us today. So as I mentioned, we are both a California and Colorado winery. Started out in Sonoma about 15 years ago by me and my brother, and then expanded here into Colorado about 5 years ago, originally here in the Dairy Block and now into Fort Collins and Golden, Colorado. We make both California and Colorado wines because we believe not only do some of the best wines in the world come from California, but soon from Colorado as well. And we hope you'll come down to the tasting room and discover those. But today we're going to taste through 3 of our favorite California wines to really just showcase what we are and who we are as a company. We've got our Sparkling Brut from Sonoma, our Rosé of Grenache from the Russian River Valley, and our Dry Creek Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. We're going to go through each of these. But we always start with sparkling wine because sparkling wine is where it's at all day, every day. So this particular sparkling wine is made in the traditional champagne method. And what that means, that method champenois or traditional method, means 2 fermentations. One done as you would any regular wine, and then you take that base wine and put it in the bottle and ferment it a second time. So 2 fermentations, sitting on those lees, those yeast cells for a really long time, leads to some really small, fine bubbles, as well as these nice yeasty creme brulee flavors to it. So let's start off with some sparkling wine. Cheers.
Cheers.
So Shanna, since sparkling is your go-to, your favorite, tell us a little bit about what you're picking up in this wine.
This wine is, first of all, going to be really crisp. You know that because it is brut, so that's going to lend itself to being a dry, crisp wine. This one is made of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes, so I think from that Pinot Noir I'm getting a lot of underripe strawberry, which is really fun. Again, making it just really crisp. It's also a really great mimosa wine. Lodo Bakery is my favorite bakery to go to grab a pastry with this wine. It may or may not have orange juice in it, but it's a really great breakfast wine either way.
Absolutely. Mimosa or no mimosas, sparkling wine for breakfast is never a fail. But moving on, we're going to go on to Rosé of Grenache. So as we just mentioned, sparkling wine, champagne any time of day. But rosé all day is not just a say, it is our philosophy here at Blanchard Family Wines. Rosé all day, rosé any time of year. It is the most diverse food pairing wine that we have in our lineup. It can go with things that need white wine, red wine, charcuterie boards that have a variety of flavors. So this rosé is made from Grenache. And it is a dry rosé. So key things to pick up in rosé. One is that they are not all sweet. Rosés can be made in a spectrum of really dry or really sweet. We tend to make our wines really, really dry. Now we carry some other sweeter rosés here in the tasting room. If this isn't your style, come on down and try some other things. But additionally, this is made from the Grenache grape. Grenache is a red grape very similar to Pinot Noir. So you're going to get a lot of those bright, rich fruit flavors from the Grenache grape, but keeping it really light by giving it very, very minimal skin contact. So let's try a little rosé, Shanna. Fantastic. Now, we got a lot of partners here in the Dairy Block. Rosé goes with a lot of them. So what are you thinking with this wine?
This one goes with sushi for me immediately. My second would be tacos. A variety of tacos from
Good
Cucina.
choices. Yeah, we got a lot of great food options here in the Dairy Block. Cucina's got a fantastic menu. Get a little spice going on with some of their food. Order those tacos up to your room. Pair with this rosé, be a fantastic option. Third option for today is going to be Cabernet Sauvignon, my personal favorite. It's the king of reds. It is one of our flagship wines. It is one of the wines my brother loves to make the most because we get the most input when we're making Cabernet Sauvignon. We've been making this from the beginning, and this in California, this one's actually named after my youngest son, Cash Allen Blanchard, C-A-B for cab. Here we just call it our regular Cabernet Sauvignon. So deep, dark, bold, rich, and you're going to get a lot of those flavors from really extended time on the skins. During fermentation, we're gonna leave it in contact with the skins, the stems, and seeds for upwards of 2 weeks, really extracting a lot of that color and flavor. So let's take a taste. So as you mentioned, underripe fruits in the sparkling, and even those bright red fruits in our rosé. We're getting really dark, rich fruits in this one. We're talking about like those stewed cherries, blackberries, blueberries, starting to get a little bit of that tobacco, a lot of oak influence on this wine as well. There is no doubt that we've spent about 24 months in French oak with this wine. Also pairs with some fantastic neighbors of ours here in the Dairy Block. So where would you go with this wine around the block?
Cheeseburgers, pizza, steak, all from the Milk Market, all in one location. This one is a really, really fun pizza wine, particularly for me.
Completely agree. And as you mentioned, pizza and hamburgers, not traditionally what you're thinking of when you're talking about Cabernet Sauvignon, but we don't always believe in the most traditional pairings here at Blanchard Family Wines. So what are some of the other pairing options you might get if you come down to the tasting room?
Popcorn. We have a really great truffle popcorn, but several popcorn varieties go with all of our wines. We have a dark cherry chocolate, which is just beautiful.
I completely agree. Popcorn, cake pops, macarons, chocolates, or heck, just your traditional charcuterie board. A lot of different pairing options down here in the tasting room. If you come down here as well, full selection of Colorado wines. I know we haven't tasted any in your room because we don't have those in the smaller bottles, but we generally carry about 10 to 15 other Colorado wines in our tasting room, including our own production, Riesling, red blends, a lot of different fun varietals. Come down and talk to your tasting room staff. Ask them about Petit Pearl, Verona, some of these hybrid varietals that you've probably never heard of from wherever you're visiting from. As you've noticed in your room, we've got bottles half size, full size. We've even got cider here that we produce. So a lot of different options for you to come down here to Blanchard Family Wines, grab a seat on our patio, sit at the bar, talk to your server, really get a great education on wine. So again, we're really glad that you joined us at the Maven Hotel. You've got a few bottles of wine to share in your room tonight. Come down, grab some more, have a great time, enjoy your stay here in Denver. Cheers.